This is a nice monitor. This really is a nice little monitor, and cool thing is I can see myself in it. So that way I can check if I'm in focus, whether it's a manual focus lens or an autofocus lens, and that's pretty nice to have, a secondary monitor. Obviously, you can have a monitor on your camera that you can just flip around and see, but having this close to you is pretty nice. And we're going to talk about this monitor more in the video later, but the star of the show is these right here. Now they may look a little weird, or you're wondering what is it and what is Shimbol? What is Shimbol? So let's jump right into it. So if you've ever wanted a way to transmit what your camera is seeing video wise over to an external monitor, like a monitor that I just showed at the beginning of this video, or a production monitor, or just a regular computer monitor, if you will. So that way you can have an extra set of eyes on that image, whether it's in the same room, in a different room, then you know wireless video transmission systems are what you need in order to do so. But the problem with wireless video transmission systems are typically they're very expensive. They can range anywhere between something on the cheap side of 400 bucks all the way up to 800, 900, 1,000 bucks. Forget about Teradek stuff because that is super expensive, but it is high quality, obviously. That's why they can do that with that kind of pricing and their no latency patent. But I ran across a company and they actually reached out to me, Shimbol, and what they make is a budget, and I mean budget, affordable way to transmit your video signal from your camera, any camera that has HDMI out, to an external source like a handheld monitor, a director's monitor, production monitor, a regular computer monitor. As long as it has HDMI in on that external device, you can use these. So what these are a pair of wireless video transmitter and receiver, and on one side you basically have the HDMI in, and then on the other side you have the HDMI out. So the HDMI inside will go to your camera's HDMI port, and even if you're running an external monitor on your camera, normally those have HDMI in and out anyways. So run an HDMI feed into this, put the other end on the external monitor that's, you know, maybe in the room or not in the room or somewhere else on location, on set, that your client is maybe previewing or your focus puller is previewing or something like that, and connect that HDMI out from this to that external source, and boom, there you go. You have wireless video transmission, and it's pretty neat. These things are pretty cool, solid, they're metal. And what I like about these is that not only can you power them with NPF style batteries, so you can do a small NPF Sony style battery, whether that's a 570 or a 970, it also can be powered via USB-C. So if you have something with USB-C power delivery, like a power bank or a V-mount battery, both the transmitter and the receiver can be powered with USB-C power delivery as well. And then also on the transmitter side, basically what you have is you have an HDMI in and an out. So not only can you run HDMI in, if you wanted a secondary third source that you want to run this signal out to, you can do that. And then on the receiver side, you have HDMI out ×2. Now, why you would want ×2? Maybe for the same on the other end. You want to run it into two separate external sources, maybe a handheld monitor and then maybe a bigger monitor. So that is a great benefit of it. But here's the best part of this. Now get ready. You probably won't believe this. They're $89 to have wireless video transmission. That is pretty cool. Now you may have not heard of Shimbol before. I've heard of them before. I've seen their monitors in the past, but this is a new product and it is called the TP-MINI. And what it does, it transmits basically a 1080p signal up to 60 frames per second to an external source. And it's pretty simple to use. Essentially, they are already paired as soon as you power them on. You just flip that little on switch, obviously to on both sides, and pretty quickly they pair up together. And it gives you like an on-screen menu basically showing, hey, whether one end is on and one end is not on, and whether they have connectivity. So that is a really neat thing about it. Also on the bottom of them, they have 3/8 holes. So you can, you know, put this on a magic arm. You can put these on a little stand that accepts 3/8, or anything that you want to mount these to with a 3/8, like maybe a magic arm or a bracket or a cheese plate or something like that. As you will see in the B-roll, I just have it attached to a cheese plate and an articulating arm for my production monitor. So yeah, it is a really cool little system especially for the budget people, you know? Like, I love reviewing gear that actually works and is inexpensive. And this would be a perfect pairing for the M5 monitor from Shimbol, which I want to give an honorable mention to because this thing is budget as well. It's 140 bucks. It's a 5.5-inch monitor. It is built like a tank. It is all metal. Okay, the whole backing of it is metal, and you have awesome features like focus peaking, waveforms, histogram, vector scope, safe area, you have false color, you have zebras. So all the monitoring tools that you could possibly want, you will have in this little monitor here. And the brightness on it is 1200 nits, so it should be good for daylight viewing if you're outside. And the monitor itself comes with a little monitor mount, hot shoe monitor mount, HDMI, micro HDMI, mini HDMI, and HDMI to HDMI. On the top, you have function keys, so you can map which functions you want. For mine, I have F1 as focus peaking, I have F2 as false color, and I have F3 as my safe area. So all the features that you could possibly want in a monitor as far as monitoring and looking at your image versus looking at your tiny camera screen in this budget monitor. Again, built like a tank, takes NPF batteries. So like as you can see right here on the screen, hopefully you guys can see that. If not, I'll put some B-roll in here. I have my monitoring tools right here on the side. It is a touch screen as well, and it accepts 4K signal, and it displays 1920 by 1080. All the way up to 60 frames per second. Like I stated before, you have audio meters as well. So you can actually have the HDMI out sending an audio signal to this, and just to be able to monitor like a secondary form of monitoring your audio. So this is really nice as well. It also gets powered by a DC barrel connection if you wanted to power it that way. And of course it has HDMI in and out as well. So this would be a perfect pairing for the Shimbol TP-MINI if you say wanted to use it like I'm using it now. Now currently I just have it plugged up via an HDMI cable to my camera, but I'm able to see myself and monitor myself with this little monitor, and the brightness on it is really nice. It's really clear. Touchscreen functionality is really good, really quick. I like the menu system. It doesn't just look like an old dot matrix type of, you know, old lettering type of system like some of the cheaper monitors have. The screen menu and the UI is really nice on it, so that's what I appreciate about it. So check that out as well, and of course links for all of this stuff will be in the description below. This is the Shimbol M5 5.5-inch touchscreen. So yeah, that does it really for this video today. If you are looking for a solution to provide an external source to display your image coming from your camera, either for client work, on-set location work, or anything for that matter, if you just need to wirelessly transmit a signal, maybe you're doing a live stream, maybe you're running into a switcher, stuff like that, this is the perfect solution on a budget. And the latency, as you can see in the B-roll, it's pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not going to be zero latency or anything like that. But for what this thing costs, the latency, I think anyone can live with. Now, if you're trying to do focus pulling with it, probably not. Of course, you want something that's going to probably have a lower latency. But for $89, this is really hard to beat. But as full transparency, Shimbol did send me this to try out and test out, but they have no bearing on what I said about them, nor am I getting paid for this. They just sent me the product, and I do get to keep it. So I do like it. And I like their stuff. You know, this is the first two products that I've gotten from them. And what I mostly like and take away from it is they're hard and they're like rugged and they are built well. I mean, they're built from all metal, so they don't cheap out on plastic stuff. And I think that shows the quality that goes into certain projects, even though they're on the budget side of things. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you're going to plan on getting these. If you need a solution for transmitting your wireless video to an external source, I think these are it. You should definitely check them out. Again, this is the Shimbol TP-MINI, and the Shimbol M5 monitor is what we talked about today in this video. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. About 96.2% of you guys aren't subscribed. It would mean the world to me if you could just subscribe to the channel so you can still see more stuff like this. It also gives me motivation to keep on going and keep on making these videos. And I'm going to start doing more videos about budget camera and, you know, video gear. So stay tuned for that. And if you subscribe and click that bell notification, you won't miss a video, or hopefully you won't, if the YouTube algorithm does me right. All right, guys, so I appreciate you checking this out. And until next time, be safe, be kind, and take care of each other, and stay creative. See ya.